Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Silver Mellow, but you can all call me Silver. Before we get to the main content, please show your support by subscribing and clicking the bell so you all get notified by when I upload new videos. I didn't realize how dangerous these skeletons really were until after one of our comrades, villagers, villager guard, I don't know what the best way to call them. It was until he got enraged. You see, if I hadn't said before, the previous family of adventurers that protected this village, the parents of the young girl I'm protecting currently, was killed by a creature with the same apparent appearance and abilities. This was unknown to me at first, but I would soon to find out. Seeing this undead creature with the ability to wither away the body was instinctive from me when I started to scream out to all of the current people that we should run. They didn't quite understand why I was yelling it or why I was in such an adamant mind that we had to go, but they still listened. After seeing their comrade slowly wither away and die and turn into a pile of bones, they were quite willing to listen to me. It was only until after that we saw the same poor man who died to this skeleton get risen up as another one of them, watching their bones go from white to a slightly corrupted grey, and then fully coming back up to a black-like skeleton with piercing glowing red eyes or glowing magical orbs in replacement for the eyes. We managed to jump through the portal to be strangely greeted by a growling creature. The creature that I am referring to is a six-legged, piggish-looking uh, creature that kind of resembles a mixture of a six-legged pig slash dog. This creature was, to me, it seemed hostile at first. It wasn't until one of the farmers next to me who had just come out the portal had stopped me from attacking this creature. You see, when I went through the portal, I took the girl with me first. The other men had followed behind, and we had to escape. If each one of us kept dying and becoming those things, I was worried about what would happen. So, when I came to, the farmer had just introduced us that this is one of the creatures that lives in the dark forest that the village lives in. Apparently, these sometimes creatures tend to drift off from their packs and end up either dying alone or finding a place to settle down and eat off the land. It doesn't quite matter, as when I had given it some seeds, as I was told to by the guy who was a farmer, it seemed to have a weird, odd attraction to me. It seemed like I used taming magic to tame a beast through a contract. I didn't mind, though, as the little girl then ended up playing with the creature, and we ended up heading back to the village. It wasn't too long until we passed what at first I thought might have been just an illusion from the heat and the fact that I wasn't drinking anything. But we had gone past a desert that was right next to the village. When we got back to the village was when I found that some of the adventurers that I used to work with had come by to the village. They apparently had stopped an incident from occurring. Apparently, some humanoid figures that were surrounded by a dust cloud had sent a massive tsunami of sand rushing through the village. It didn't damage any of the new constructed houses or any of the repairs that had already been done earlier that day, but it had destroyed majority of the food and water. After settling the creature and the girl down in a hut right next to mine, I had spoken to my old friend. His name was Cole. He was a nice and very constructive individual. Once we had discussed and managed to get some food and hunt some meat down, and then go to the river that wasn't too far by, we were able to get some fresh water and food for tonight and the villagers. It didn't take long until night had fallen, and we had to then deal with the onslaught of some of the creatures returning. Some of those creepy, explosive creatures, and some of those zombies and spiders. Of course, I had spoken to some of the guards, and they seemed abnormally. They seemed less intent on killing the village this time. It was weird, but I wasn't going to complain. It was only a moment later that I then realized why the other adventurers must have come down to help. You see, Cole, the adventurer that I know, he was actually on a quest to deal with what we refer to as an ancient dust dragon. However, this dust dragon had evolved into a sand tornado dragon, a dragon that can manipulate the sand as well as cause tornadoes that basically shred through a human as if a tornado made of glass. I then went to go and quickly run up to the adventurer, Cole, to ask why was he here, and it was in that moment when what looked to be undead humanoid creatures walking up to us, surrounded by sand. At first, the houses were protecting the villagers, allowing some of the knights, guard villagers to begin attacking. However, those attacks were in vain because they didn't last very long. Each strike ended up with one of the knights, guardish villagers losing a limb or possibly being completely vaporized into blood. I didn't know what to do at this moment. I wasn't too knowledgeable on magic, nor was I too knowledgeable on the abilities of what these creatures in this land are capable of. I went and had a look at the house that was closest to where the girl was, and it looks like that it was safe for the moment. So I drew my sword and picked up a plank of wood and used it as a shield. I tried to fight back some of the creatures that were coming from the forest, but each time I was able to kill one, these duskish zombies, these undead humanoid creatures with the power to manipulate wind and the dust and the sand, just would slice through my flesh. Knowing that I still haven't yet fully healed from the previous encounter, I had to fight with half strength. It was frustrating, but I kept my cool and I tried to get an opening. It was in that moment when finally Cole and his adventurer team had managed to jump off of a rooftop of one of the half-built houses and attack into the dustish like zombies. Gratefully, by doing so, they were able to knock down this tornado-like barrier that was protecting these creatures. But no matter how hard we tried, we were running low on energy. These zombies had taken away our food, making us hungry and weak. We just had to hope and pray that whatever we did now can end these zombies. 3 of them were currently being attacked at. Cole, using his fire magic, was able to protect himself by melting the sand into blocks of ice, while the other adventurers were focusing on one, but I had to focus on the other. Gratefully, thankfully, the Iron Golem had approached and started helping me while attacking. Unfortunately, Cole had gotten injured, but ended up killing his zombie, and the other adventurers were able to kill theirs. But it didn't stop us from falling to our knees and dealing with the weakness that these so-called creatures had caused us. We didn't have a name for them, and no one had told me what they were capable of, leaving me to believe that these creatures might have had more mysterious abilities. And I was right. You see, earlier that day, people had stated that they spotted 5 of these creatures attacking using the sand. It was at that moment that I realized that we had only killed 3. So I looked back at the house, and there was the little girl stuck in the house with a sandstorm around them. I don't know what made these zombies thought it'd be wise to attack the girl, or if maybe this young girl has high levels of magic power and these creatures took her as a threat. But I had to do something. So I did the best thing I could. I ran up to the zombies, hoping that possibly I could kill them, but it wasn't until I ran up to this leader-looking one, the more powerful of the two, and all of a sudden I could hear rumbling. The sounds of this ancient clanging. I've heard it once before, and it was only the other day when the Iron Golem had appeared. The rusty Iron Golem that just stood there. I didn't know what happened until when I got to the zombie that was attacking the house. I was sort of thrown into the air. I landed into another house that was being constructed and was... I must have been unconscious for only a few minutes. When I woke, or what I woke to, was outstanding and kind of insane. Again, this little girl had run up to me, being protected by not only this rusted iron-like metal golem, but by this golem that's like 2 times the size of the metal one, but it was made of boulders and rocks and stone and deep slates. But the thing that made this creature even more noticeable was its oddly glowing red-like stone substance. Every time it moved, it looked like a red powder coming off that glowed. Of course, I didn't focus on it until after the girl had gotten to me and I asked her what had gone on. She, of course, didn't know. She got scared, she couldn't find me, and the creature was still in the house. In that moment, she just wanted to protect the creature so she wasn't alone. And in that moment, the red stone golem thing came up, attacking the zombies. I, of course, not knowing what to do, I just did the best thing I knew I could. I tried my best to help. I got back up, hid the girl away, and I started attacking the dust zombies. These dusk things. I don't know exactly what quite happened, but after we had killed them, this ancient looking golem set its sights towards me. At first I thought maybe it was just another golem that was designed to protect the village, but in that moment I realized that this golem was hostile to everything, and the girl had just set its sights to the first thing it could find and kill it. In that moment I knew that this creature wouldn't stop. It wouldn't end with the zombies, it wouldn't end with these creepy explosive creatures. It would end when I and everyone else in this village was dead. So we attacked it. Okay, so I'm a little sorry about how this video might have come out today. Unfortunately, when I was editing this video, I had some serious problems showing me doing the hand drawing of the Dusk Zombie. I'm not sure if it's coming out well to you guys in this video. I hope it does. I'm almost finished working on a new intro, so I'm hoping you guys will enjoy that and see it a bit better. I'm also working towards doing a new video next week that is taking multiple different creepy-like characters and fusing them into these demon creatures. I'm actually kind of hoping you guys will like this because I'm using a lot of different sources from a lot of different shows, series, animes, games, all kinds of different things. But for the time being, I'll let you guys hope to see that in the next video. I hope you guys actually enjoy it because this is the first time I'm doing something that's not what I've been doing, which is taking just characters and throwing them into something else. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really do. I think I did a little better with the storytelling, and I feel like I've come out of that little robot stage that I've been having. But I hope you guys like, subscribe, click on the bell, and leave comments. And if you can, share the video. I would very much like to see you guys support it. And I'll see you guys in my next art video. Thanks for watching.